Hey everybody, I just want to say a few things. I'm going to be shooting this from the heart, okay? I haven't practiced or anything, okay? I might say something like there may be trigger words or so on involved. If there are, I'm sorry, but I'm just, as I said, I'm just going to shoot from the heart. I'm not really a fan of the royals. Harry, Meghan, Prince Charles, that nonsense, fucking, what's his name? Fucking Andrew and all that. I've just, as you might have known, the two of them have done an interview. People are saying it's great. People are saying it's horrible. Oh, they're traitors to the crown. All this. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about the royals. I'm Irish, so fuck them. Anyway, well, I just want to talk like Harry and William. About their interviews lately and that, but they were saying that they've been struggling. They had struggles with their mental health, and personally, to me, if a prince can have trouble with mental health, anybody can, okay? And it's not an embarrassment. It's a great thing, good thing for them to say. Growing up myself, mental health, depression, and all that, I only thought it happened to bad people or ugly people or something like that. I didn't think everybody could suffer from it. That's just myself growing up. I thought it was only happened to bad people. Okay, you had depression and so on, but only myself. I've been struggling with depression and bipolar for years. I was about 12 years ago, 14 was it? Well, wherever, but I was diagnosed with bipolarism because my moods went, and they still do, up and down, up and down. Sometimes I have it really bad, I can't get out of bed and I wake up, it might take me 4 or 5 hours to get out of bed at times. And I know that's terrible, but that's just the way I feel. Sometimes cleaning, even something basic like sweeping the floor here in my flat, takes me 30 seconds if that, if I take me time, it might take a minute. But other times I'll get the sweeping brush and I'll look like it's turned into a big huge fucking ballroom, and I just can't do something simple like that, just because it just looks like too much of a struggle. I've in the past I've tried to commit suicide as well. Thankfully, things have gotten better for me then. I was in a really, really, really bad place. My marriage broke up and so on. I wasn't going to see my daughter anymore because she's living in Canada now. And I was just, I tried to commit suicide. I took 78 fucking Tylenol pills, but thankfully I was found, and so on. But it's not, as I said, it's not an embarrassment to struggle with your mental health because, loads of people have it, and I don't know why it's still a stigma for people. I'll probably get people now saying this, you shouldn't say that online, people this, people that, what about the neighbours and, people now. But just saying, I'm a big advocate of talking, okay? If you're ever depressed, down, even suicide, just talk to someone. It helps so much. It's really, I know, if you're not there, if you've never been there, if you've never talked to someone about it, it's really hard to understand, but it just really does get something off your shoulders, away off your shoulders. I mean, it's not going to cure you as such, but it really does help. And another thing, if you want to cry. Just something like that as well. It's another thing that helps you. Scream and shout. Pick up a teddy bear. If you have a teddy bear, beat the crap out of it. Get the pressure off you. But always talk to someone. People do care, no matter what you think, no matter what your head tells you. You are cared for. People do love you, and people will take the time to stop and talk to you, listen to you. People won't have all the problems, but there are people out there. Not all the problems, all the solutions to your problems, but people will. And no matter what you think, your problem is not small. If you're depressed, it's not small. It's huge. It might seem just a tiny little thing. People say to you, "What have you got to be depressed about?" Oh, people have worse things worse than you. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Nobody has the right to tell you not to be depressed. And what have you got to be depressed about? People can be depressed over anything. I fell into depression one time because I picked up a money mop, a little flying around, and I threw it outside and a fucking bird came down and hit it. And that got to me, just made me feel bad, because I let it loose, give it a chance of life, and nature came along and killed it. But that's what happens. Like, I've been depressed over other things, like, can't remember that time, but just silly, like, things might be silly to me, and to you, but to me, they were big things, like, as I said, sometimes, like, I'll wake up and I won't get out of bed for 4 or 5 hours. Like, it hasn't happened much lately, but it has in the past. It's just getting yourself out of bed, getting yourself, but that doesn't matter. Have off days. As people say, it's okay not to be okay. And again, if someone like Prince Harry, what's the other Paulie fella's name? William. If they have mental health issues, anybody can. Robin Williams, like, one of the funniest men who ever lived. Nobody ever thought, like, he'd have mental health. He like killed himself, committed suicide. Just saying, I'm saying Robin Williams, the character of Williams, not the man, because I didn't know him, but just by going for him, interviews and that, you wouldn't think. Spike Milligan, man I look up to, like one of the funniest men who ever lived. Again, he'd go out, he'd entertain people for 2 or 3 hours, be brilliant, everybody be laughing, fucking, pissing to himself, laughing and such. I just had to look at him and laugh. He'd go back to the dressing room and cry. Like, he struggled with all his life, and thankfully things are getting better now. Because years ago, sometimes, like, you'd be sent off to the asylum if people realise you were depressed. That's it. Like, it's a hidden disease. People don't talk about it. Like, oh, he's just looking for attention. It's bollocks. I'm sorry, but if you're depressed and you ask someone, you're not looking for attention. Oh, he's suicidal. I was saying about what's her name? Milka. Sorry, I can't think of her name. Prince Harry's wife. She said she was suicidal at one stage. Oh, she's just looking for attention. Oh, she's an actress. That's what she does. Oh, she's only kind of con us and all this, blah 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 blah. No, if someone says they're suicidal, listen to them. They're suicidal. They're thinking about killing themselves. Okay, they mightn't go through with it, but they're thinking about it. Just take the time, sit down, talk to someone. People will listen. Stop me if you want. PM me. Wherever. I don't mind. 24 hours a day, I'm there. At the end of the phone, knock at my door. If you see me out on the street, if you're watching this on Facebook or bloody YouTube or whatever, give me a shout. I'm here. I will stop whatever I'm doing. I'll drop whatever I'm doing. I will talk to you. And if I can't help you, I'll find somebody who can. There's no shame in it. That's the thing. Like, people, when they get depressed, they think they're a burden and people won't listen to them. They feel like the world's on their shoulder. They're in a dark place, but believe me, the dark place doesn't last forever. Things will get better, and people will talk to you. I mean, if the worst comes to worst, pick up the phone, ring the Samaritans, ring Southside, ring whoever. Over in America, the Samaritans are there 24/7. Canada, England. There's always going to be someone to listen to you. Even if a stranger can sit down beside you and ask you what's wrong, talk to them. As I keep saying, people will listen, and talking does help. And just if you like, hopefully this never happens. But if you end up killing yourself, commit suicide, again, trigger words, I'm sorry, you're gonna miss out so much life. Like, tomorrow could be the best day of your life. You could meet the love of your life tomorrow. If you end your life tonight, that's not gonna happen. Like, you're gonna miss so many friends. You're gonna miss lovers, past, like lovers in the future, past lovers, friends, relatives getting born. Like if I killed myself when I tried, I would have missed, like, my nephew Lisa's been born, and that's, like, I wouldn't be there for them. They wouldn't be there for me. They've given me so much joy, little fucking ginger pricks. Anyway, I shouldn't have said that, but I did. Anyway, and Warren and, like, everybody else, like, Aoife, Evan, bloody Connor. Sorry for mentioning names. I know I shouldn't, but I just did. So sue me. Yeah, and, like, there's so much out there, like, so much life, like, like, it's not that as well. It's like a ripple as well. Like, the way I see suicide, okay, just think of a clear lake or a big puddle, okay? There's nothing in the lake. There's no wind. It's just calm, okay? Just calm. There's nothing there. Now you pick up a big huge rock and you throw that rock into the puddle or the lake or the pool or whatever, okay? The big splash. That's the suicide. That's your suicide, or the person's suicide, okay? The water goes everywhere. The big splash, the water. That's all your family friends. That's all them getting the news, okay? The big splash. And then when the splash stops, the ripples are going out. That's all your friends, your old friends, your schoolmates listening to you, okay? As they keep going longer and longer and longer, like, they fade out, but that's other people listening to you, like, Jesus, people who went to work with you or school with you years ago haven't taught you about it in years, 20 years or whatever, like, Jesus, I never thought he'd do that, never thought she'd do that, oh God, that's terrible, like, keeps going on, everybody, like, news hits everybody, like, the ripples go on and on, that's even a couple of years' time, like, you're at the old school reunion, Jesus, why isn't Joey Jojo here? He killed himself. Like, Jesus, no, not him. Like, I never thought he would like that. But that's usually the way it is. Like, when someone does commit suicide, it's like, I've known a few through my years. Like, Jesus Christ, an old neighbour of mine hung himself, and we're like, what? Never thought he'd do that. But like, obviously he did, because we don't know what's going on at the time. Remember, it's just a temporary problem. Like the salute, like you kill yourself. I'm, like, good friends of mine, they've got brothers and sisters that have killed themselves, and it's just like, whoa, like a good friend of mine, she killed herself about 2-3 years ago, and even now I'm still like, fucking, why didn't you fucking talk to someone? Like, why didn't you fucking ring me or something? But she was obviously in a dark place, and obviously it wasn't to be, and I fucking still feel guilty about that. I mean, I know, like, I'm not blaming myself, I'm not blaming anyone, it was her decision to do it, but it's just, I wish she didn't. Poor girl. A few others, like, I walk in a shop and like, I've heard about 2 or 3 customers over the years killing themselves. Like, Jesus Christ, I don't know the reasoning behind them and so on. I know I'm a little bit rambling here, but just, I'm just saying, please, just seek out help, and if you are down, you're down. That's allowed. Always remember that. You're not a burden. You're allowed to stay in bed for as long as you want. You're allowed to go a day or two, if you don't want to shower or shave or whatever, like, whatever, women putting perfume on and that. And you're allowed to tell people to fuck off as well. That people are annoying you. If someone says to you, what have you got to be depressed about? Just tell them to fuck off, okay? They don't know. Or people have it worse than you. Well, maybe they do, but I'm still the way I am today, okay? Because that's just the way I am. What a thing, like, people always say that, what about fucking so-and-so? He's gone through worse than you, but he hasn't, not to you. To you, you're like, fucking, that's your problem, no matter what, and you're not a burden. If you're depressed, you're down, it doesn't matter. It's you, okay? Like, to you, it might be seen the silliest thing. And, yeah, it mightn't be, like, it's the biggest thing, like, and your depression could last for a day or two, or could last years, but believe me, no matter how bad you have it, things will get better. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Always aim for that light. And as I said, like, today even could be the best day of your life. You could meet the love of your life. I don't know. You could get that unexpected phone call. You won £1 million. I don't know if it's money or you're walking down through the street, you're feeling down. Some girl looks at you, she smiles. That could be the start of a new relationship or something. Or, if your old relation's broken up, or you have a wife, it doesn't matter if you haven't problems with your wife. Just sit down and talk to her. I mean, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. I'm sorry, but there's just so much, like, football. Like, I don't get depressed about football. I get fucking annoyed, that way. But it's like that's just the way I am. I like football. I love the Arsenal. And, like, when they're not doing well, like, I get annoyed. I get annoyed, and it's like, well, fucking, that's only football. There's nothing I can do about it. Like, things go on. Arsenal lose, they lose. I go, for fuck's sake, fucking shit, or shite. But the next week, I love them again because they fucking scored again. They won. Like, but that's just the way I am in football. What else? Yeah, just be nicer to each other as well. Like, you never know what people are going on behind closed doors. You don't know what's going on behind. Like, you can have the biggest smile in the world on the outside, and as soon as you get to your own self, you could start crying or whatever. And but people will help. People do love you no matter what you think. Like, and there is people out there that love you more than you ever know, and that's a sad thing. That a lot of people, like, they kill themselves. They don't realise fucking how many people, like, people show up at a funeral and that. That's a sad thing, like, I'm glad I didn't go through it. I'm glad I'm still here, and I've actually heard a lot of people saying that as well. They're glad I'm here, So like that's good to know. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say I make an effort, but like I go outside, like I'll say hello to people. Just, you know, I see people here, there, and everywhere. I'll just say hello to them, smile them. How are you? That's just a simple little thing I do. Like, someone asked me one time, why do you do that? I just said, why not? You know, I could ignore people. I could be just like, you know, keep the head down and that. But feck it, you know, a little hello, like fucking little smile, you know, fucking even a bloody thumbs up, like, you know. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, it's just little things. You just never know. Like, you know, you never know what your little thing, like, kind of butterfly effect could happen on someone. You know, so I'm ranting here. I even fucking can't even remember what I said. Sorry if I'm cursing and I use the trigger words and all that, but just something I just felt over the last few days. Just wanted to say to everybody with this bloody prince, and I don't even know if she's a princess fucking thing going on, but just as I said, it's just the thoughts of like people having mental issues. I always, again, this is just when I was younger. I always thought like it was only like bad people that had mental illness, depression, and so on. But obviously it's not. Like, you know, I could list a load of people. Like, you know, Stephen Fry. Like he's just not sure he's saying about his fucking bipolarism, and, you know, Stephen Fry. Like, you wouldn't think someone like that. You know what I mean? But he has, and just loads. Like, you know. Anyway, as I says, just please, just be kind to each other. If anyone asks you for advice, just sit and listen to them. Okay, you don't have to advise, because sometimes it's just a case of just getting it off your chest. I mean, it won't be a cure. Like, your depression, like, it mightn't happen overnight, but it will get better. Look, just one day you'll look back and go, Jesus Christ, I was in a dark place. I'm glad I'm not there anymore. Okay. So anyway, just thanks for listening if you listened, and like, again, it's advice, you don't have to take it either, which is a good thing. But just want to ask you all, just be kind to each other, look out for each other, you know, and just look out, and as I said, just listen, and don't be afraid to ask for help, and remember, it's okay not to be okay. Okay, right, thanks for listening. I'm shutting up now. All right, cheers, thank you, bye bye.